a lot of stuff that's on today is coonery and buffoonery. And I know it's making a lot of money.
I know that a lot of the stuff that's on today is breaking records and earning a lot of money. But we should do better since every artist should be free to follow their own endeavors. Still, I think that a lot of the stuff that's on today is kind of like Tyler Perry. Say something else, and I'll punch the living daylights out of you. That's my response to. I have never witnessed Jewish people complaining about Seinfeld or Italian people complaining about The Sopranos. It is only Black people who do this to each other, and I cannot fix it. Let go to hell go. I will punch the hell out of you. Let me just say this about Spike and all the other critics. Fans of Booker T, Washington, and the Webb Du Bois have been doing this for a long time, and many in Hollywood have wondered why Denzel Washington never collaborated with Tyler Perry. This seems strange because both of them are extremely successful Black men in Hollywood, and they both care about giving Black people opportunities in the film industry. Denzel Washington has interestingly explained why he didn't work with Perry, and his explanation has generated a lot of discussion and debate. Denzel Washington said that Tyler Perry is not easy to work with. He explained that Tyler Perry makes the work environment for his movies and TV shows very difficult for actors and other people working on the productions. He also said that he doesn't agree with the way Tyler Perry portrays Black people in his movies and shows. He thinks some of the characters are not shown in a positive or respectful way. This is a big deal, because Denzel Washington is a very important and respected person in Hollywood. And when he speaks, people listen now. People are talking about whether Tyler Perry's movies and shows are good for the Black community, or if they're actually harmful because of the way they portray Black people is Denzel Washington simply exercising his artistic preferences, or does his reluctance to work with a figure like Perry speak to a deeper disconnect with a new generation of Black artists and audience? The conversation is complex, nuanced, and deeply uncomfortable, but it's one we need to have. Let's speak about Tyler Perry for a moment. He is a force to be reckoned with. He started an entire empire from nothing and went from homelessness to owning a jet and a sizable studio. You have to appreciate the hustle. But have you ever noticed which well-known Black actors are missing from his films? I'm talking about Denzel Washington, Idris Elba, and Viola Davis. Perry doesn't exactly need to pay for them. With his billions, the man could easily become an A-list celebrity if he so desired. So why are Hollywood's elites in hesitation? Some people point to Perry's signature style, the media formula, as a turnoff for actors looking for more complex roles. And let's be real, Perry's own life story is probably more compelling than half the movies he's made. The worst part about all of this is that Denzel isn't the first person to talk about how Tyler is truly a disastrous person for the Black community. Even Spike Lee, who's basically the godfather of Black cinema, has thrown some shade at Perry, and Spike's not exactly known for holding back. Plus, he's tight with everyone from Denzel to Samuel L. Jackson, so when he speaks, the industry listens. It makes you wonder if there is a silent boycott happening. Are actors avoiding Perry's projects for a reason? Because talent and money clearly aren't the issue here. Something else has got to be going on. And while these two are big names in the industry, they haven't always been the best of friends. In fact, they've had some pretty public disagreements over the years. Both of them have done amazing things by showcasing Black stories on screen, but they've gone about it in totally different ways. And that's where the tension comes in. Things really started heating up around 2009 when Spike Lee, who's never been afraid to speak his mind, started criticizing Tyler Perry's movies and TV shows. Now Spike is known for his raw and unapologetic style, and he didn't hold back when it came to Perry's work. He basically called it out for being full of coonery and buffoonery, saying that it reinforced negative stereotypes about Black people. There's a school of thought that says, oh, we're not diversifying our imagery enough in our community. Yet there are certain images, whether they be in plays or movies or music, that we flock to whether we like to admit it or not. I'm wondering, is that just a Black middle class saying, oh no, that's not what we want, but a lot of us wanting it? Well, I mean, this is a complex subject, because each artist should be allowed to pursue the artistic endeavor. But I still think there are a lot of stuff that's on today is Corey buffoonery. And I know it's making a lot of money, breaking records, but we could do better. That's just my opinion. I mean, I am a huge basketball fan, and when I watch the games on TNT, I see these two ads for these two shows. I'm scratching my head. This is and this. We got a Black president. We are we going back to mean and more and sleep and eat. He even went as far as comparing Perry's stuff to the kind of stereotypical stuff you'd see on, as he put it, the idiot box, a pretty harsh dig at TV. In general, he basically said that by watching and supporting this kind of content, we're contrib to the problem. Now, to be fair, Spike did acknowledge that Tyler Perry is a smart guy who knows how to make a hit. I mean, the man has a huge and dedicated fan base, but Spike wasn't cool with the image that Perry's movies and shows were putting out there. He felt like Perry was prioritizing ratings over responsibility, even if it meant playing into harmful stereotypes. Yet, if those films, and I mean we're talking about Tyler Perry at this point, look, John Singleton, people came out to see Boys in the Hood. He did Rosewood. Nobody showed up, so a lot of this is on us. Will you vote with your pocketbook, your wallet, you vote with your time sitting in front of the idiot box. And the man has a huge audience, and Tyler is very smart. You know what he's done. He started out, with these plays and church buses would pull up packed, and he's parlayed into bought his own jet. You can buy a jet. You got money. But at the same time, for me, just imagery is troubling. So yeah, there's definitely been some friction between these two cinematic heavyweights. It's a complex issue with valid points on both sides. It really makes you think about representation, responsibility, and the power of storytelling. As you'd expect, a lot of people agree with Spike Lee on this one. They feel like the comedic style of Tyler Perry, though popular, frequently depends on those oversimplified and stereotypical portrayals of Black people. Critics argue that Perry's financial success and creation of jobs for Black actors are insufficient justifications for continuing to use these kinds of images. For example, consider the following. Imagine a drug dealer who makes a lot of money and distributes some of that wealth around the neighborhood. Does that make their business acceptable just because some people benefit? Or consider those large corporations that make large profits and employ a large number of people, but they also crush smaller businesses by flooding the market with inferior goods. The point is that just because something is profitable doesn't always mean it's morally or beneficial for the community over time. Conversely, Spike Lee has always focused on creating films that honor Black culture in all of its complexity, rather than using cliches that are overused. Even though his movies aren't always hits at the box office, Spike takes satisfaction in the stories he portrays because, to him, art is about loving and respecting the Black community, even if it means pushing boundaries and confronting audiences. One of the biggest criticisms is how Perry's movies often fall back on those super stereotypical portrayals of Black families and Black culture in general. And then there are those over-the-top dramatic films where Black men and women are shown as evil or just straight up messed up. Not exactly the most empowering representations, right? And then there are the behind-the-scenes rumors too. People talk about a toxic work environment, pressure to participate in religious practices, and whispers about Perry's stance on LGBTQ+ issues. Plus, a lot of people have pointed out that in many of his films, dark-skinned Black male actors are often cast as villains. Like you said, it makes you wonder what's really going on there. I'm not a Tyler Perry fan, so this is what I got to say. It's funny how he got all this money to do everything but the right thing. And this lets me know that he's scared of white people, and he has to stay in this weird box. And you're not the only one who's noticed this stuff. Even people within the industry like Chris Rock have spoken out about it. Remember when he joked about how there aren't many kind, respectful, dark-skinned boyfriends in Tyler Perry movies? He even brought up Tupac, shocker, saying that Tupac might be a political leader if he were